Today we are going to solve a very interesting problem. The problem is named as Sherlock Holmes and the Beast. So it's basically a part of practice problems in the algorithm section, and in that subsection it belongs to a greedy algorithm process or greedy approach kind of mechanism. So basically here you have to find our decent number. I would like you to read the problem statement, because problem statement has been very thought out and it's a very beautifully written problem. Like it has a very beautiful background story, but here we're not going to discuss that. We will basically discuss the problem statement. So basically it says that no, we have to form a decent number from the input of number of digits that will be present. So a decent number can have only digits 3 and 5. The number of 3's it contains should be divisible by 5, and the number of 5 it contains should be divisible by 3, and it should be the largest number of its length. So this is a basic problem. So we will first, as we always do, I don't like it, so I will erase it. So for I in range 0 comma so basically I am writing this for loop so that the user at the first here, if you could see, the first line is an integer of the number of test cases. So basically I would be taking the number of test cases here and we would loop it through, and the next line would contain a integer n which contains the number of digits in the number to create. So basically right to create a bit of shortcut functions so that I could minimize the number of program length, but I would like to go so basically we'll create a variable called digits, which is synonym to the fact that it will mean that number of digits should be present in our numeric value. And again I will take input and we will create a flag equal to false. We will also tell you why is it required. Then we will initialize two variables, and we will write a for loop for j in range. I will tell you why I have done that in a minute. So here what we are trying to do is that we have once we have initialized, this is basically around 10 to 12 lines of code. So basically we have initialized the variable a and b 0, 0, and then we're writing a loop. So for j in range of int digits divided double divide, so we will not get a decimal point, we would get the integer value. For example, if 13 is divided by 3, will get a value of 4 instead of 4.1 something. So it basically gives the lower limit of the value. And you run the loop till -1, because in our scenario a 0 can also be a value. Means for example, here there could be a 0 instances of 5, means there could be an instances where there are no 5s present in our digit that we are forming. So if we have given the limit till 0, so it would basically take 1 as the upper limit and it will not go to 0. So in our case we have to write it till -1. So because, as you know, when you are running a loop, so basically if I am running a loop from 0 to say 3, so loop would go from 0, 1 and 2, and it would stop at 3, so it will not go to 3. So that's why we have taken a limit of -1, means up in here is the lower limit -1, and this step is we are after each an iteration we are decreasing the value of j by -1. So here we are checking if the digits subtracted by 3 into j, so j value is the value of the loop. If it's for example 3 multiplied by j, again subtracted by the digits, if it's percentage, means if it's after that, means after the subtraction of the digits from the number of 3 occurrences, if we are getting a value of 0, then in our case we would be forming a good approach, means it would to satisfy our condition, because that would basically mean that we would have a proper number, means we would have proper number of 3s and proper number of 5 digits that is required to form a decent number, which are the requirement. Then we are after that we are initializing the value of a to j and b to b. Again we are doing the same approach, digits minus 3 multiplied by j double divide by 5. So basically once we have done that, we would get the total number of total number of values, total number of, I would say total number of 3s that are to be present there, means the multiples of 3 that has to be present there. So once we have done that, we would be, for example in our case we are taking a string 5 and multiplied it by the total number of instances, and basically here is a trick, means the number of 5s that are present, that should be present in the decent number, should be a multiple of 3. That's why you are multiplying it by 3, and 3, in the case of 3 we would be basically multiplying it by 5, and once that is done we would be setting the flag as true and we break the loop. And in some cases if you are not able to, means this would only work because if you are able to find any instances where the number is both divisible by 3 and both divisible by 5, so in that only case that number would work, or at least some instances of 3 and 5. So means for example it should be divisible by some multiple of 3 and some multiple of 5. So in that case only it would be working. So this is a basic approach, and if I click on submit, run the code, okay, so this basically always happens. So when you are getting an input, is generally is stdin, which could be also, which is basically a string value, so you should be converting it to int. And let's run the code. I hope it would work. Yeah, so as you could see it worked successfully. Let's submit the code, and in this case it successfully passed all the test cases. So that's it guys, stay tuned tomorrow for the next video of the series of solving HackerRank practice problem. Thanks for watching.